Have you ever heard the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Well, sometimes the people who claim they were just trying to help are the very ones doing the most damage. This story is a perfect example, and it will make you think twice about who you let into your home, no matter how close they are. I met a woman named Paige at a security system store a few weeks back. She looked exhausted, but also incredibly relieved. Naturally, I was curious, so I asked her what she was buying. She pointed to a new set of high-tech cameras and said, "These are for peace of mind." The last set I bought saved my family's entire future. Now I had to hear the rest. Paige told me her story. It all started when her elderly parents, both in their late 70s, needed a bit more help around the house. They were getting frail and everyday tasks were becoming a struggle. Paige lived a few hours away and couldn't be there daily, so when her cousins, a married couple named Mark and Sarah, offered to move in and help, it seemed like a blessing. They had always been close, or so she thought. Mark and Sarah sold it as the perfect solution. "We'll take care of Auntie and Uncle," they'd said. "It's the least we can do for family." For the first month, everything seemed perfect. The cousins sent Paige happy photos of them with her parents, playing board games and cooking meals. Her parents sounded cheerful on the phone. But then Paige started noticing little things. Her mother would mention in passing that her favorite necklace was missing, but would quickly dismiss it, blaming her own forgetfulness. Then a small, valuable figurine disappeared from the mantelpiece. Again, her parents chalked it up to misplacing things. Paige felt a growing unease. It wasn't just the missing items. It was the way her cousins started answering the phone whenever she called, often saying her parents were resting and couldn't talk. They were isolating them. Her gut was screaming that something was wrong. That's when she decided to take matters into her own hands. She drove down for a surprise visit, and while her cousins were out grocery shopping, she installed a few small, discreet hidden cameras around the main living areas and her parents' bedroom. She told herself it was just for her own peace of mind, to make sure her parents were safe. She had no idea what she was about to uncover. The very next day, she logged into the camera feed from her home. What she saw made her blood run cold. She watched in real time as her cousin Sarah went into her mother's jewelry box, pulled out a pair of diamond earrings, and slipped them into her pocket. Later that evening, she watched Mark and Sarah sit at the kitchen table, whispering. The camera's microphone was surprisingly clear. They weren't just stealing jewelry. They were plotting something far worse. "The old fools have no idea," Mark whispered, shuffling through a stack of papers. "I found their house deed and all their financial statements." Sarah leaned in closer. "Are you sure you can do it? The signatures have to be perfect." Mark held up a piece of paper he'd been practicing on. "I've been tracing their signatures for weeks. By the time anyone figures it out, the house will be in our name. We'll tell Paige they gifted it to us for our loving care." They laughed. Paige felt sick. These people, her own family, were actively trying to steal her parents' home, the home they had worked their entire lives for. They were forging documents to make it happen. Paige didn't hesitate. She saved the video recordings and immediately called the police in her parents' town. She explained the situation, sent them the evidence, and told them the cousins were planning to go to a lawyer's office the next morning to file the forged deeds. She felt a terrible mix of rage and heartbreak. These were people she had trusted, people her parents had welcomed with open arms. The next morning, Paige got a call. It was from the police. They had set up a surveillance team. Just as Mark and Sarah were getting into their car, presumably on their way to the lawyer's office with the forged documents in hand, 2 police cars pulled up and blocked them in. They were caught red-handed. The officers found the forged deeds, several pieces of stolen jewelry, and other financial documents in their car. It was an open and shut case. The fallout was immense. Her parents were devastated to learn the truth about their niece and nephew, but they were also incredibly grateful to Paige for being so vigilant. The helpers were arrested and are now facing serious charges, including theft, elder abuse, and forgery. Paige told me the cameras didn't just catch a crime. They saved her parents from losing everything. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the greatest threats can come from the people you least expect. So take it from Paige. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. And sometimes a little bit of technology is all you need to uncover the truth and protect the people you love. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that will make you see the world a little differently.